Hello YouTube. Here we are again, another fine day, so we're out and about. I've just been doing a couple of errands in Beulah in mid Wales, and I decided from there I'm going to head along this road to not Abergavenny, what am I talking about? I'm going to go to Llandovery, and from there I'm going to go to Llyn Brianne and come down the Devil's Staircase into Beulah. So that's my ride for today. It's quite a long, well, it's not that far, but it's a long ride to film. It'll take a few hours, and so I'm going to come back to you when I'm near Llandovery. Right, I've just stopped in the village of Beulah to get a sandwich that I can eat later for lunch. I've got my flask of coffee with me, and I'll find a spot somewhere near the lakes. But this is the village where once we've done the loop we'll end up back here. So for now we're heading towards Llandovery. Right, we're just going to go through the market town of Llandovery, Wales, famous for the bog snorkeling competition. Down to 20 mile an hour to go through here. Looks like we're entering Llandovery. There's the sign. It's at the birthplace of rugby in Wales. I didn't know that. I'd never read that before as I've gone by. I think we'll take a little loop around Llandovery just to show you the market town, and then we'll head off towards Llyn Brianne, a series of reservoirs. Llyn Brianne is a right turn here, but we're going to go left, as I say, just to have a little look around Llandovery. Very popular destination for bikers. There's a couple of biker cafes here, which we're not going to take advantage of on this trip, because I quite like to take my lunch somewhere quiet, and this is perfect for that. Not here, up near the lakes. Some brightly coloured buildings in this town. Turning into the main road here through Llandovery. If we went left it would take us to Brecon, but obviously we're not going there. just around this bend on the right, you'll see the biker cafe. It's painted orange over there. That's called the West End Cafe. We're going to just loop around it, but if we were to go straight on here, where that car's going, the Owl's Nest Cafe is that way. Anyway, that was a little trip around Llandovery. Now we're going to just take a left here and we'll be back where we started. Left. I'm going to take a right here. Right, here we go, on the road to Llyn Brianne. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I do my best. Right, just looking at my trip meter there, from Beulah, it's about 25 miles to here. And as I say, once we go around these reservoirs, and we'll go down the Devil's Staircase and end up in the village of Beulah, where I stopped to buy my sandwich. That's the plan anyway. For people who've watched any of my previous videos, you might notice there's a difference with my bike on this one, and you can see it from where I'm sitting here. I've removed my sat-nav AOC machine. I decided I didn't like it there really. Now the AOC machine is very good. I got no complaints with that. It did what it was supposed to do and it did it very well. But bottom line is, when I thought about it, and I was prompted a little bit by one of the comments on the last video, I really didn't want it on my handlebar, and I don't want my phone on my handlebar either. I think I've been doing these things because people do them and it looks good and all that, but anyway, I'm happy now without it. I've got my phone in my pocket. If I want to listen to music, I can still listen to music, and in my pannier bag I've got a little quad lock thing which would clip here if I wanted to use the sat-nav. But normally, like days like today, I actually know where I'm going, so famous last words, but I do know where I'm going, and if I was to take the wrong turn and end up lost in the middle of nowhere, then I'll just clip the sat-nav on and get myself out of it. But for day-to-day riding, I really don't need it. It's one less thing to think about. Anyway, it's gone, and I think it looks better for it. What do you think? I know one of you will think it looks better because you told me so. I always think of Llyn Brianne as being just outside Llandovery, but well, it's not. I think this road to Llyn Brianne is about 12 miles, so it's quite a haul through these lanes to get there. But as you will see, it's worth it. There's a sign there, Ogof Tum Sean Catty. Well, Ogof means cave, so it's the cave of a gentleman called Tum Sean Catty. I'll find out a little bit more about him and put it up in writing, but suffice to say he was, I imagine, thought of as the Welsh Robin Hood. Well, we're just approaching Llyn Brianne, or Brianne. We'll go up this way and have a look up here. First view of the water just that way, and a couple of picnic sites, but there's also a toilet set up here, which is useful when you're out in the middle of nowhere. Right, I've just had a comfort stop and now we're going to make the trip around the lakes, heading for the Devil's Staircase. This is, even though it's 47 miles I've ridden to get here, this is really the beginning of today's trip. It's a loop around now to take in all the lakes, have a bit of lunch and exit the area via the Devil's Staircase. It's the 30th of July today and it's getting on for lunchtime, so I'm going to find myself a little spot soon to stop and have my lunch, and hopefully I'll find a good view. Whoops, we'll watch for those. That lovely zigzag road ahead of us going up. there. Gosh, I mean, further to my last video where I went to the Llyn Valley and commented on the low reservoirs. Look at these. I mean, obviously it's only round the corner, so they're not going to be any more full, are they? Yep. We'll have to do a rain dance, I think. I think I'll just pull in here. Time for lunch. Oh, what a beautiful spot to stop for lunch. So peaceful. Right, we've had some lunch and off I'll go. Let's go and have a look at this. I guess I sat there for about 20 minutes having a cup of coffee and a sandwich. And during that time, one car, one lorry and one motorbike went by. It's so quiet here. But you can, again, looking down there, you can see the levels, can't you? Look at that. Absolutely stunning. I see a car over there. That's our next bit of traffic. Funny, isn't it? I've done this ride a few times, but mainly from the other way, so just turning around and going the opposite direction makes it a completely new ride. I see a road veering off to the right here, and I believe that's the one I want. Tregaron if I was to go left, but I'm going to go right, and it's correct, it says to Beulah. Yeah, we'll take a ride to Tregaron one day, but today is this loop, and this is the road that will eventually get me to the Devil's Staircase going down. Right, what have we got here? I know I'm going right here. I'll just stop and see what the sign says. There you are. Llyn Brianne is 7 miles we've done since there. Llandovery 20 miles. So it's a fair old ride, but there's no sign saying where that road goes. So I don't know. I have to look on the map for that. But we're going to Beulah, and that's 11 miles, which includes the Devil's Staircase. Zigzag for 5 miles. Let's see what this is like. This is quite steep, and you can probably hear if the engine is, it's coping, but it's probably asking me to do that, and then it'll go. Oh, here we go. There's no sign saying the Devil's Staircase, so I'm assuming we are now on it. It's giving us a 25% incline or decline, whichever way round it is, and so nice little rumbles from the exhaust. Yeah, this is the bit that is known as the Devil's Staircase. Nice sharp left here. Take it easy, and round we go. And an equally sharp right. Oh, one little pothole right in the middle of that bend, but we missed that. There we go. Yes, I think those two hairpins are where it's got its name from. They are quite sharp. I wonder if I've got time to take a picture. I'm going to try it. Right, off we go. What a fabulous run this has been. It's what are we now, 60 odd miles since I left home. I imagine I've got probably about another 30 or 40 to do, so it's going to be about a 100-mile run. And what's that, 1 gallon of fuel? You can't ask for better, can you? Not too far ahead, I'm going to make a stop because I didn't drink all my coffee, so I've still got some more coffee. I'll have another coffee, and I think I've got a little pork pie tucked away as well, so that's something I'm going to do now, any minute. Right, here we are, we're coming into Beulah. So I think I'll end the video here, and see you next time.